Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The woman accused in the death of her 4-month-old son could spend up to 30 years behind bars if convicted on the charges.
25-year-old Justice Lang is charged with manslaughter and child neglect. Lang's baby was found dead in rural Stutsman County on Saturday. A judge set bond at $250,000 cash today.
Reporter Daniela Hurtado was in Jamestown for the hearing and has our story.
Tears filled the courtroom during Justice Lang's initial appearance.
I think the charges that the state's attorney went with are fit so far.
When I asked the state's attorney, Fritz Frenjum, if they were going to stick with the manslaughter and child neglect charges or add to the list, he said, quote, "You never know." Kaiser says they haven't seen a charge like this in years.
No, we typically don't see this, obviously, at all. And this type dealing with a child, it's a tough situation, tough on everybody, the community.
Saturday, the 2-day search for the 4-month-old came to a close when law enforcement found his body. Lang said she couldn't remember the last time she had the baby. In court, Fremgen said Lang's father told them she would run if bonded out. To which she responded, quote, "My dad doesn't know anything because he hasn't been in my life. It was irrelevant for anybody to even get a hold of him."
Authorities say they are still waiting for autopsy results. Lang, meanwhile, is also required to be part of the 24/7 drug patch program. And this just into our newsroom. Another reason why we need to be on guard regarding mosquitoes. A pool of mosquitoes tested positive for West Nile virus in Wahpeton. The city is urging citizens to take extra precautions to avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. The city says it operates as if the virus is always present and therefore will not be making major changes to the daily operations of mosquito control.
New information tonight as a Fergus Falls man is accused of giving a ride to a Fargo man who led officers on a high-speed chase. 44-year-old Shiloh Buchanan is in the Otter Tail County Jail on charges of felony aiding and abetting an offender and felony drug possession. Reports indicate that Buchanan gave fleeing suspect Christopher Wilkins a ride to Fargo after Wilkins led officers on a 6-mile pursuit through Fergus Falls earlier this month. Wilkins is still at large.
3 men were arrested following a meth bust in Grafton, North Dakota. Anthony Tristan, Adam Comonetz, and Martin Garcia Jr. are all facing multiple drug-related charges. On Tuesday, the Grand Forks Narcotics Task Force was involved in an operation where the 3 suspects made 2 controlled drug deals. Law enforcement then pulled over that vehicle a short time later, searched it, and found 3 baggies of a crystal substance believed to be meth. All 3 men are being held at the Walsh County Jail.
We could all use a break from the severe weather. Most of us are getting that tonight, but Hutch, there are some places out there that aren't so lucky.
Yeah, south of Watertown in South Dakota and southern Minnesota continue to see heavy rain, but for us, we will remain quiet through the majority of the overnight hours. Your hour-by-hour forecast does show clouds and a few sprinkles in parts of northeast South Dakota, maybe as far north as you in Sisseton. Temperatures to start your Friday will be in the mid-60s. Looks like another dry day in the forecast, but the heat returns. We'll have details on how long, and some significantly cooler air works its way into the valley. We'll tell you about that as well coming up here in a few moments.
Look forward to that. Thanks.
Police are looking into the circumstances surrounding the drowning death of a Grand Forks woman last night. Police were called to a home in the 2000 block of 11th Avenue North after a man found a relative unresponsive in an above-ground pool. EMTs tried to resuscitate the woman before bringing her to Altru Hospital. Lieutenant Derek Zimmel with the Grand Forks Police Department could not comment on how she ended up in the pool and says the investigation is ongoing.
Vice President Mike Pence is returning to North Dakota. Congressman Kevin Cramer tweeted a photo of himself, his wife, and Pence saying July 25th will be a memorable day, telling the city of Grand Forks to get ready for a visitor and that details are coming soon. Pence was just in Fargo in March to campaign for Cramer and talked about how the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act will impact the state and our country. Valley News Live, of course, will have you covered when the vice president visits Grand Forks.
There are mixed feelings about a proposal that will allow for food trucks to park along the city streets of downtown Fargo. Right now, food vendors can only operate on private property. City leaders will be considering changes as to where these vendors will be allowed to set up.
An earlier proposal didn't sit well with some downtown businesses, prompting the City Commission to unanimously delay any changes. Valley News Team's Joseph Ojo has the latest on the proposal. He joins us in our studio. Joseph?
Mike and Andrea, the reason this proposal is causing an issue among some is because the many restaurants downtown pay property taxes to the city in order to make money. And while food vendors pay sales tax, one restaurant employee told me off camera that the taxes the vendors pay are not on the same level as the restaurants. Several also feel that allowing more food trucks to operate in the downtown area will take from their businesses. We did talk to some residents who say that no matter who is paying the higher taxes to operate, they appreciate the proposal because food trucks move faster than sit-down restaurants.
For me, if it was my anniversary, I'd want to have a nice sit-down meal and come downtown and have a nice meal. But on a beautiful, sunny summer day, I'd rather go to a food truck where I can be outside and
I spoke with City Commissioner Tony Garrick, who says the proposal will be just a test run and that it could bring in a lot of people to the downtown scene. He also says he would personally like to see more than just the downtown area benefiting from this move because there are other parts of the city that will love the convenience of a food truck in their area.
All right, thanks, Joseph. The City Commission will be considering the pilot program Monday night, and if approved, it would allow food trucks to operate on certain public spots downtown through late October.
With Fargo's annual street fair just a week away, one vendor contacted our whistleblower hotline saying her application check was cashed back in January, but to this day, she has never officially been accepted or rejected. She and other vendors tell us this is their biggest fair of the year, but they say it seems less organized this year, and they wondered if it had to do with a change in the street fair coordinator. The Downtown Community Partnership tells us it's always chaotic this time of year, and any last-minute changes may have more to do with the fair's expansion as well as some route changes.
We had to accommodate for potential construction projects and also some feedback from our members that we'd like to see a little bit of change in this street fair. We're trying to keep it new and exciting for everyone.
Our whistleblower tells us she followed the required steps to request her $750 back more than 2 weeks ago, but she still hasn't received it. The Downtown Community Partnership says she should have received her refund immediately, and that since the fair application process was online this year, people may have missed emails informing them about the fair. Remember, you can call our whistleblower hotline if you need help with a serious issue in your community. That phone number is 237-6576. You can call and leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, if you're a mom with a surplus of breast milk, a Fargo clinic would love to have it.
But first, farmers say they have been trusting the government when it comes to the weed killer Roundup, that it's safe. But now one government agency that checks these chemicals is saying not so fast.